In this video, I'd like to give you some keyword usage best practices, and these are things you can do to improve your chances of ranking higher in the search engine results. I want to start off though by explaining to you that keyword best practices is only one slice of a much bigger search engine optimization pie. Now, to really push your content to the top of the search engine results, you need to be mindful of SEO on a much wider scale. You need to understand that there's other things you can do outside of doing good keyword research that are going to help you get to the top page. With that said, if you are very new to SEO, using keyword best practices is certainly going to give you a head start and get you off on the right foot to help you improve your rankings. Here's the first one. Keyword in title. It's really important that you tell Google or Bing exactly what your article's about. It scans your content and looks in certain places throughout the article to help give a trigger and give an identification to exactly what it is you're talking about. You want to ensure that you put your keyword in the title so there's not any confusion. Another place to put your keyword is in the permalink or the URL. In WordPress, this is very easy because you can just simply edit it and change it with your keyword in there. Keep in mind as well that you do want it to look quite nice as well. So when somebody's looking at your website, they don't look up and see a horribly long URL. So just keep that in mind. But it's a good practice to begin putting your keywords in the permalink. Always include your keyword in the first paragraph of text. Now, some people, when they're writing the beginning of a blog post or article, they'll use bigger text, which comes under the categorization as H2, H3, which is actually heading text. And people do this to make more of an impact and to get people's attention by using big text first, and then the second paragraph starts as normal writing. Just keep in mind that if you do this, which to be honest with you I don't advise, that you include the keyword in the first piece of text that has the paragraph tags or is just the normal size. Here's one that people often overlook, and I think it's a really good idea to do it for two reasons. When you load images and put them into your content, you have the option to give a name to your image, the description. You also have an option for the alt tag, which is the alternative tag. What this basically means is if your image cannot load for whatever reason, the alt tag provides a piece of text that explains what the image is. One of the benefits of doing this that I see is that if somebody's searching on Google and types in your keyword, it improves the chances of not only them finding your image, but then going to your website after they've seen your image. The other reason of doing this is that Google itself and Bing and the other search engines will use this as part of a way to identify exactly what the content's about. I'd always include this. As I mentioned before, you don't just have standard text with any kind of article or content. You have H1, usually right the way through to H5, which are basically heading tags. This indicates that the piece of text that are within this piece of writing. We mentioned earlier about H2 and H3 tags, which are basically a way of indicating that this is a heading or a subtitle and something of importance. What you can do here is to slightly change your main keyword and put it here under a H2 or a H3 tag. So if you've got your main keyword as best baseball gloves, what you'd want to do perhaps is to put a subtitle somewhere in your content that uses some of those words, but perhaps in a different order. So you could perhaps ask, what are the best gloves for baseball? It includes your keywords, but in a different order. Now what this does is it shows that your whole article is relevant to your main keyword, and this will help you. I'd always ensure that at some points throughout your text, you give importance to your keywords, and not just your main keyword, but other related words by highlighting them as bold. Now this again gives focus to them. So if best baseball gloves is your main keyword, I would also put in bold various keywords to do with baseball, with gloves, with the best ones, maybe even a couple of the most well-known brands that you can find or might be writing about. This is because when Google and the other search engines are scanning your text, they're looking for things that are different, things that stand out, and perhaps as an indication that it's more important and relevant to your content. I'd also do the same with italics. 1 or 2 important keywords, put them in italic. It gives focus to them. And when you think that Google and the other search engines are really just computers scanning the text and using their certain algorithms to pick out certain elements of that text, if we know that they're looking for bold keywords and italics because it gives extra emphasis on the type of content that you have, then it's good to put that in there.